This is the code that we set up or put together in our last video, and I'd like to use the rest of this code. We're going to clean it up just a little bit and use some overloads to use this as an example for how we can use overload methods. First thing I want to do is, I've already said to you in multiple videos that we don't like to replicate code. And I have replicated code here, haven't I? And my replication of code is this scanner input. I've done this twice. And I don't really like that. That's not very good coding practice. So here's what you can do. I'm going to delete it out of here and also out of here. And let me just put it here and then I'll tell you what I've done. Okay, so now I want to have access to this variable. If I don't have this word static, let me just start there. Okay, I want to have access to this variable in all of my methods to make it kind of a global, for lack of a better word. But I don't have access to it. You can see that I've got an error message here and it's letting me know non-static variable, the word input cannot be referenced from a static content. And all that is saying is that it doesn't know about this variable. It doesn't have access to this variable because it's looking for that variable within this context. So if I give it the word static, and we're back to that again, if I give it the word static, that means that this variable will be available to any of the methods within this class, and I don't have to create a new object in order to use them. So it's very similar to what we've been doing here with public static. I'm also using the static to make this variable available to all of my methods in this class. And so now I've cleaned that up and I only have one input on each of these. So that's good. Something else that we've been talking about now is this idea of overloads. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, instead of use the word print name, I'm going to change this to print greeting. And I'm also going to call this method print greeting. Okay? And you know that these are, even though the methods are the same, that because of overloading, they're unique in the fact that their methods, which are their method name, their method signature, which entails their method names and their method parameter lists. Because the parameter lists are different, these will be treated differently depending on what calls them. And you can see this in my PowerPoint video from before. So let's look at this. Well, let's say I want to just print out their name. Let's do something a little bit more meaning here. We'll call this, we'll say print hello, maybe with capital, hello, plus username. Okay? Let's also do a print greeting for age. Oops, I'm going to paste that in. Print greeting, and this time I'm going to put in an int of age. And then your age is, and then we'll put age. Okay? So now I have three methods with the same name, but different parameter lists. Okay, and so let's put these up here. I'm just going to print them and cut them and move them up so we can see them together. There we go. Okay, and so now what we can do, this is giving me an error because I've changed print age. So I'm going to say print greeting. Let's see, so let's do this. Once we get their name, let's print it out. So we're going to print greeting, and we'll just send the username. And then when we get the age, let's see, get age, which is here. We've got the user age, print greeting, and this time we'll send the age. Let's see, why am I getting an error here? Cannot find symbol. Print greeting. Why can't you find print greeting? Oh, I spelled username wrong. I spent username here, and I spent username incorrectly there. I did the same thing here. This is what I want to be sending to that method, so I'll put that here. There we go. Okay, there we go. No errors now. All right, so now what I can be doing is by using the same method name, don't have to be concerned with different methods. I have the same method, but depending on what I'm sending, what data I'm sending, will determine which of these methods will run. So the first time we come through, I'm just sending a string. And so the compiler is going to look for print greeting with a parameter that is receiving a string. So hello and username will be run. The next print greeting that we get to is sending an int. So the compiler will look for print greeting that is wanting to receive an int. And so this statement will run. And then finally, I can run the same method name, but because I'm sending a string plus an int, then this is the one that will run. So let's run that and make sure that that's working. So what is my name? So now I have a string of Kirsten. Hello, Kirsten. So we can see that this is in fact what ran. What is your age? I'm going to lie and say I'm 21. And then my age printed. Your age is 21. Your age is 21. That in fact did print. And then the last print came when I sent both the string and the int to print greeting, the string and the int to the print greeting, then printed out Kirsten and age and 21. So that's the idea behind overloads. They are the same method name, but they have a different parameter list. And based on the argument that's sent to the parameter list, that's the method that will run the two that match.